I can already tell this is going to cause some fierce arguments in the comments. Oh, wait, my channel's dead. So today we're going to be talking about what was better, Be More Chill, Broadway or off-Broadway. Just a quick disclaimer, I haven't actually seen the show, but I would like to, but unfortunately I haven't seen it, so this is just based off the soundtrack. So first of all, let's consider why the Broadway cast recording might be seen as the better one. Now, the big reason why the Broadway cast recording might seem better is because of the instrumentation and the way instrumentation is used. You especially notice this in the instrumentals. They feel a lot more polished. They feel a lot more sci-fi, intriguing and exciting. It feels like a lot more went into them. It definitely feels like an upgrade. Overall, the way the score definitely feels like it's been upgraded and just feels so techy, and a lot of the instrumentals that are in the soundtrack are very cool. I'd also say the new songs are pretty good. You've got another More Than Survive Reprise in it, and yeah, I really like it. And also, Lose a Geek Whatever, they kind of felt like they were trying to do a Michael in the Bathroom for Jeremy, and it doesn't get quite onto that level, but yeah, I still think this is a really good song and is worth listening to. However, I do have a slight problem with it, which I'll address in the off-Broadway section. I also like how Will Rowland, the actor who plays Jeremy, took on the criticism from Will Connolly in the original and made him come across a bit more like a loser. Will Connolly sometimes in his singing performance didn't always come across as a complete loser, and I like in some ways that they've made him a bit more of a loser. And the last positive is that some of the versions of songs here are just as good as they were in the non-Broadway cast album. Songs like Halloween, A Guy That I'd Kind of Be Into, the Pants song, Voices in My Head, and the Squip song all feel like they're just as good as they were in the non-Broadway cast album. And that's all the good things I have to say about that awful cast recording. So yes, now for the part that is completely non-subtle. I hate the Broadway cast recording. And here's why. You know how I complimented Will Rowland earlier on his performance, saying how he made Jeremy slightly more nerdy. And yes, while I agree Will Connolly could have put a bit more nerd into his performance, I definitely prefer Will Connolly's performance. And this is because, being one of the more social outcast kids when I was growing up myself, it's one of those things where not many people actually behave like Will Rowland does in Be More Chill. A lot of these types of social outcasts are actually pretty normal people. They're just slightly socially awkward, slightly this, slightly that. Will Rowland basically goes, right, awkward kid, and pushes up to a 14 out of 10. Which is good for comedic value. It is. But it isn't real. And I personally think I like a balance between musical theatre, outlandish, and realism. And yes, I'd have liked Will Connolly to give a bit more nerd outcast into his performance. I do prefer Will Connolly's performance. I think Michael in the Bathroom is just not as good at all. They made everything a lot slower, and there was such a good pace to it. There was the rhythm. That's what makes Michael in the Bathroom work. That mix of the fast-paced and the slow-paced and the beats, and it all just became a lot more of a ballad almost. And yeah, Michael in the Bathroom on the Broadway cast recording really doesn't work. Now should we address the elephant in the room? Why does the Squib sound like Keanu Reeves? Why? If you didn't know, in the Broadway cast recording, the Squib sounds like Keanu Reeves. It's not funny at all, and the original Squib in the off-Broadway cast recording is so intense. It's fun, yet it's powerful, and I really like that Squib performance. And then they just turn the Squib into a joke. And unfortunately, that ruins a lot of songs. Both parts of Be More Chill sync up. The play. And then, I hate the pitiful children on this soundtrack, because that Squib is just not intense at all. It's so irritating. Also, speaking of Upgrade, what happened to Upgrade? Upgrade is incredible on the off-Broadway soundtrack. Like, I know that's quite an underrated opinion, but I really love the intensity, and it's such a good finale to Act 1. And then Lose Geek Whatever, it's almost like, because it pretty much takes away from that last bit of Upgrade, and Upgrade works because of its build. And yeah, so Loser Geek Whatever was a slightly unnecessary song that's quite good as more of a deep dive, but it kind of works as like an accessory song. It almost feels like a song that would be on the Hamilton mixtape. It would be on the Be More Chill mixtape, Loser Geek Whatever, but in an actual show, it ruins the finale that is Upgrade. A brilliant, brilliant finale. I Love Play Rehearsal, completely ruined. I don't get the Broadway cast album. So yeah, overall, I have a distinct hate for the Broadway cast album. I genuinely think I should do an entire podcast on how much I hate that album. If you'd like to see that, let me know in the comments below. Also, I would actually quite like to rank Be More Chill on this channel. So, I mean, you know, if you fancy dropping some support, maybe a like, maybe a comment, maybe a subscribe, then I know you guys want to see it, and I'll do it because it'll get me views. Got a musical theatre playlist in the card up there, plus some other musical theatre type videos. So if you want to see any of those, please click on the card up there. And I will see you next time because you've already subscribed. So, you know, ding ding, notifications on. God, I'm going to see you next time.
This is Willany, and if you're not already subscribed to the Nerdy Brit, right, you should be, right? If you're not, you're a loser too.
I also like the way